What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 113 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Ken Pescatore, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Melissa took the night off. Adam, hi.
Must be nice.
Just the two of us.
But we're back at it again. Welcome, guys. How are you, Ken?
Testosterone power. Maybe.
Massive amounts of power.
Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. And on today's show, there's not a lot going on. I mean, there is, but in podcast terms, there's not. We had the massive dump of Unova Pokemon. We'll talk about all that stuff. And then for the rest of the episode, I kind of want to do like a little Pokemon and chill. And I figure we'll run through some miscellaneous news. We'll check in with Go Ranger. And then we'll just have some kind of casual conversations about different topics, about the game mechanics and where we're at with trainers. How about it? You think that sounds all right?
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
All right, perfect. Let's get through the actual news of the week. The trade evolution mechanic has been added to the game with a dump of new Pokemon. We knew this stuff was coming. We kind of had that little bit of a teaser when the Hatchathon blog post came out saying that, before the end of January, there's going to be more Pokemon. And they delivered big time. 31 new Pokemon in this wave, plus one variant in there. We're up to 88 total Gen 5 Pokemon released at this point now. So we're in the meat and potatoes. We still have plenty, but a lot, you got to remember, a lot of them are going to be in the mythical legendary bracket. So those kind of get removed from the general release schedule. But we still have another 30, 40 Pokemon that are still to release in Gen 5. So I'm really excited. But this was the kind of little note they put in their announcement for this trade evolution update. It says, quote, trading certain Pokemon will result in no candy cost to evolve them. More Pokemon originally discovered in the Unova region are also coming to Pokemon Go, and some of them will benefit from the addition of Trade Evolution 2. End quote. All right, so what they're saying here is new trade mechanic is in place. It's going to apply to both existing Pokemon and some of these new Pokemon and going forward. And this is cool because when they release like a new evolution item and that new item only works, like the Unova Stone only works on Unova Pokemon, it's like has no benefit to any Pokemon outside of Unova. So when they update a mechanic and it actually affects other Pokemon, that's cool.
Right, when they implemented this, I was like, oh man, all the nostalgia factor for, Kadabra, Machoke, Graveler, and Haunter, so that was cool.
Well, they had to work it in somehow, and I like how they're doing this because they're able to take existing mechanics from the main series and kind of put a spin on them and make them work in Pokemon Go. And we've seen this before, with candy and the way eggs work and, different, evolution items and things like that. So, I like that they brought this in and put their own spin on it. And like you said, Kadabra, Machoke, Graveler, Haunter, they will benefit from this as well. So you evolve a Kadabra to an Alakazam, and it won't cost you any candy so long as you had traded the Kadabra or the Abra. So it's important to note that some of these evolutions, and I'll run through them here for the new Pokemon as well, even if you trade their first stage Pokemon, the original, the basic Pokemon, when they evolve the second time, you still get the benefit of no candy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man, thank you Niantic for that. That's
a big one. All right, so Boldore, Girder, Carablast, Shelmet. Those are the other 4 from the new wave that are going to benefit from this. Now with Boldore and Girder, those are second evolutions. So Roggenrola evolves into Boldore, Timber evolves into Girder. So even if you trade the Roggenrola or the Timber, once you evolve your Boldore or Girder, it'll still benefit from that. It'll still be flagged as a traded Pokemon. So I'm guessing, I haven't tried it, but I'm assuming that that'll also work with Abra, Machop, Geodude, Ghastly. So that's a good benefit. So that way, like,
Well, I hope so.
well, it's total candy saver.
Because I've been holding on to my Shelmet and Carablast because, like, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these?
Well, for those, it's
But
a
now
no-brainer.
I can trade them for others?
Yeah, well, that in the main series, you had to trade those for them, between each other. You had to trade the Carablast for the Shelmet. That's kind of like why the Carablast evolution almost looks like it should be Shelmet's, and Shelmet's evolution looks like it should be Carablast, because they had that weird dynamic in Black and White where you had to trade through the matching Pokemon to actually get them to evolve. So it was a little bit different, so they put that spin. But Melissa, when she was just like, why does Excavalier look like it should be Shelmet's evolution? Like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And she's absolutely right. So right now, 8 total Pokemon in the game benefit from this trade mechanic that'll save you candy. Now, in the case of Timber, it's a 200 candy evolution from Girder to Conkeldurr. So that's it's a no-brainer to actually trade this thing off. But they're popping up in raids.
That's cutting close to Magikarp territory.
The thing is, there's no, these things are not in the wild. So let me break down where you can find all the new Pokemon. So in the wild, you have Roggenrola, Timpole, Dwebble, Trubbish, Carablast, Joltik, and Shelmet. And maybe some more, right? We're still early, things are still coming out. So I still haven't seen the Roggenrola, still haven't seen the Dwebble, still haven't seen the Trubbish, still haven't seen the Joltik. I like this.
I saw the shadow of Dweeble, and I have yet to see Joltik on the radar or a shadow of it, but I saw Dweeble and I was like, oh my god, if I wasn't on my way to work, I would pull this puppy around and go find him. But it was just a shadow, just on like the nearby.
What about the first wave of Gen 5? How far did you get through that? Like, what was your Unova badge at prior to this wave?
I don't like evolving. I was explaining this to somebody else, where it's like Piplup. Like, I have a Primplup, but like, that's only because I've caught it in the wild. So me getting that Empoleon into the decks will be a shiny Empoleon for the decks. Like, that's what I want.
You're such a nerd.
Which is why I don't want to trade the Shelmet or the Carablast, because like I'm like holding on to them. I don't know what to do because I don't want to trade them because then they evolve.
No,
like I want to get a lucky.
No, but
one.
You still have to do the manual evolution. They don't evolve in the.
Oh yeah. So I have to find a good IV one first. Like, that doesn't sound fun.
No, but you have to. What do you mean from trades?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the fun. Is catching shitty ones and then trading them away to re-roll them.
Man, that's a lot of work.
All right. Well, those 7 Pokemon available in the wild. Probably some more too.
But yes, I caught all of them except for Dweeble. Like I said, it was just Shadow, and then Joltik I couldn't find, and Carablast was the last one I found.
But like, you have Gibble, Golett, and any of the other holdouts from the first wave?
Nope, I have Golett. I got him from a bunch of tasks. That's how I got him. And then I did just recently hatch a bunch of 10k eggs. Got like Absol and Sheldons and Cranidos, and I just got another one through an egg, but it's like horrible IVs.
All right, so this was a different rollout. Let me get through it, but we'll talk about the actual rollout because they've kind of done this different since the rollout of Gen 2. But anyway, this is an interesting one. Thrall and Sawk, the 2 karate dudes, right? The red one and blue one. Thrall, it's North America, South America, and Africa in the wild and in 10Ks. And Sawk is Europe, Asia, Australia, and 10Ks. Now, apparently, Niantic flipped the wrong switch when this first went live, and you could actually get Sawk in North America for a very, very limited time. So there were some people in my area that actually caught both regionals, within a couple minutes of each other. Yeah, which was awesome. And if you remember back when Red Sea or EC and Shellos, yep, they did the same kind of thing.
And then that makes me think, did they really do that on purpose? Like, I think they did it on purpose. So if people that can't ever get out, as far as like
if they happen to be playing the game during the actual 4 p.m., from 4 to 4:08 p.m., you're in the lucky window. All right, let me get through this. Maractus, Southern United States, Mexico, Central America, the Caribbean, and South America. So JT Valor down in Florida, another freaking U.S. Regional that we can't get, but he can. I think he said something like in Florida you can get 13 regional Pokemon, which is absolutely insane. Sigilith, available in Egypt and Greece, which I think is really cool. And then you have the 2 Basculin variations, Red Stripe and Blue Striped. Blue Striped in the Western Hemisphere, Red Striped in the Eastern Hemisphere. So, bunch of different random ways to get these Pokemon. They've been added to the egg pools as well. 2K eggs, Venipede and Dwebble. 5K eggs, Roggenrola, Timpole, Trubbish, Carablast, Joltik, Shelmet, and 10K, Timber, Tortuga, Archon, and Exew. And also in 1-star raids. The only one of these Pokemon to hit raids is Timber in 1-star raids. So, bunch of different ways to get these Pokemon. How has this experience been for you as far as seeing them just out in the mix and seeing Timber in raids and, eggs? Have you seen the regionals? Anything going on for you?
I have not seen the regionals. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I caught 2 Basculin. I have not seen Timber in raids.
Wow.
Out of the 10K eggs, I have seen 0 of those Pokemon. Out of the 5Ks, I got a Timpole. And out of the 2Ks, I've got a Venipede.
There's the common ones.
Yep. And that's about it.
Yeah, I'm back. The Hatchathon is still going on, and we'll recap it. But I've kind of bailed on the egg grind for now. I go in waves. I'll wait for an event. I'll stock up on incubators. I'll blast through them, and then kind of take it real easy. So I'm back down to the single incubator grind right now, and I'll explain why I really feel strongly about being in this position a little bit later in the show, because man, that eggs are crazy in this game right now. It's just that's a long shot of a bet when you play the egg game. But let's talk about the rollout. So, obviously Gen 1 kind of, came and they released extra Pokemon and new Pokemon. Gen 2, they gave us kind of everything. And then Gen 3 started trickling. And then Gen 4 had these like big chunky waves that were kind of all over the place. And then, now Gen 5, they do a pretty significant wave up front, and now a second pretty significant wave. But again, Gen 5 is so big and has all new Pokemon as opposed to where Gen 4 had a lot of evolutions. What do you think of the rollout of this so far? And do you think the pacing is okay so far? Like, do you think this is going to have enough time to stretch out for, the next couple months as they release the rest of the generation?
I do. Because they're going to add something probably, I don't even know what's left, but they could add something else to EX raids. They could, they could bring back Kyogre Groudon again for some weird reason. Oh, just kidding, because they want to. And they could extend different raids, and then they could bring in Keldeo. Like, after all the
Swords of Justice.
All these guys go through, the Terrakion, Virizion, what's the other one? Cobalion? Yeah, we already got, so we've almost gone through all 3 of those.
We did. They all came through.
Yeah, so it's just like, they can still stretch it out, because they can make it last a month. And, you're dealing with whatever that new Pokemon is for a month. They could bring back Darkrai and just so we have Darkrai time with other Pokemon. So it's, because we're still waiting on Shaymins, right? And there's 2 different forms of Shaymin.
There's
the
a
sky
lot
form
of
and
different
the land form.
Exactly. And then it's like, are we going to see all these different forms? Like, are we going to start to see more stuff recycled? It's going to be interesting. And I'm going to look up really quick how many legendary Pokemon are in Gen 5, because I think it's a lot. We've got the Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus.
Yeah, all I can think of off the top of my head is the Shaymins. And then again, you have regular Shaymins in raids. And then you have Skyform in raids. Like, there's 2 different things you could, or just make those into the research, the whole, like, the long thing. What's that called?
Like a special research?
Yeah. But, like, have them in the storyline.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it would be you could have like have your Giovanni special research cooking, and then you have something like they did, Mew, Celebi, Jirachi style.
Exactly.
Well, they could do that for Keldeo even. I don't know. I hope they continue that, but I kind of like the way they're doing it with these big waves, because even though with the first wave, Gible is fucking non-existent, and certain Pokemon are like super hard to find, and even with this new wave, some of these are still completely off the map for me. Knowing that they're out there, even though I'm not catching them or seeing them, knowing that they're out there and I could see them is kind of that motivational incentive for me to want to just go out and hunt. You know what I mean? Like where I'm not going to catch some shinies. I'm not going to, run up my Stardust or anything like that. Like I'm just going to see what pops up on the radar. And because there's so many Pokemon in these two waves, I think that they're able to do that. And I think they're doing a good job of balancing Pokemon that are, hyper common, and then some that are kind of these mid-range ones, and then some that are super fucking rare that just, rarely spawn. I think they're doing a good job of balancing that, because it's not like Gen 1 where you have like the really exciting Gyarados or Dragonite spawn, you know what I mean? But if you have, like a Litwick spawn, it's still exciting because that's rare, and it's not the most,
exactly,
big exciting Pokemon like a Dragonite, but it's the value of rarity of Pokemon is kind of trumping the value of like, a big beefy Pokemon, or like a one that's, big in the lore of Pokemon, like a Dragonite or a Gyarados. So I think they're nailing it with the rollout.
Yeah, there's actually like so many Pokemon still left. Like you've got like Rufflet, Volibee. No, yeah, right? I think that's the...
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the... Yeah. And then there's like the Tornadus and Thundurus and Landorus. You've got Reshiram, Zekrom, Kyurem, Keldeo, Meloetta, Genesect. You have Drotagon. We have Menfu, and that's evolution. Stunfisk.
That's what I'm saying. Crap. Like, there's so many legendaries.
The Electros line, Alomomola, the Vanillix line, Duosian line, Gothita line. Holy cow.
That's what I'm saying.
Scraggy,
there's a lot of Pokemon. Line. They're all new. Audino. They all have evolutions.
Oh, my goodness. Cottony. Ugh.
Give me my Munna. I want my Munna really bad.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have it.
I want Munna. Munna is very cute. But yeah,
and
it's
Buffalon,
like...
And Buffalon and Bisharp. Oh my goodness.
There's a shit ton. There's a ton. Mincino. You know what I mean? There was Mincino research found in the code. And it was in the code and then was removed from the code. So, I don't know.
For Minccino Day.
For Mincino, yeah. Yeah, there's still a ton of fucking Pokemon. That was the cool thing about Black and White. It was like rehashing the whole dex, you know what I mean, where there was no, it was all brand new Pokemon, change in aesthetic, different design, different looks, different feel of Pokemon. Yeah, there's still a ton, which makes this really cool. But the clear winner of this wave is Conkeldurr. For Master League PvP, PvP in general, it's the second best fighting DPS in the game. I mean, Lucario is still really strong, but better than Machamp. Haxorus is also the third best dragon DPS in the game. So there's some relevant Pokemon here, but Conkeldurr really is the one that through trading you're going to want to try to keep your eye out for, because it's going to be a dominant fighting force for sure, and it's future proof. Like, I don't think there's going to be anything coming for a while that'll take the spot.
Man, I need to get me one.
Yeah, I just got to find them. I can't believe you haven't seen him in raids. I've done a couple raids, no hatches, but I have done like 3 or 4 timber raids so far. So,
any good ones?
No, because they've all been crappy, and then I've traded like 2 or 3 of them and had crappy ones come back. And Gary from Silpharina, New Jersey Silpharina, he had like a 96% one. I was like, yeah, dude, trade it to me for the trade evolution. He did. It was like the first one we did. We had a Fusion Cup tournament the other day, and I think we had like 19 people in the Timber raid. It literally, the raid started and ended like instantly. It was awesome. It was super cool. All right, let's talk some miscellaneous bits here before we take a break, and then do a little poke and chill here. This is an interesting one, and I'm gonna plead the fifth a little bit. So the Go Battle League had a bunch of shit mined from the APK. So G2G.media is where this is coming from. Has an extensive data mine on all the bits of code that were found in regards to the Go Battle League. I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, there's little like drop down menus for
the fucking website is so awesome. I love it.
Organized.
It's so good. Such a good website. But I don't want to talk about it. 2 reasons I don't want to talk about it.
But I want to talk about it because I'm excited.
But look, there's been so much shit flying around Twitter. And believe me, I'm always the one to wear the tinfoil hat, right? But the way that the code is kind of laid out, it really, really, really makes it difficult to understand what is really going to happen here when this thing releases. So I want to protect the integrity of just the Go Battle League. It's like, fuck, man, we ruin everything. Like, let's just hold on to that. But 2, there's just so much information that we would literally be talking about the mine for 15, 20 minutes of just code. It's not very exciting.
Yeah, but you like to nerd out.
I know, but I mean,
well, I'm just going to quickly say my 2 cents.
You could, all right. Well, what's your, this is spoiler alert, folks, but what's your hot take on the mine?
I'm super excited, and I think, yes, we're going to have all the rankings and statistics and tournaments and all that stuff, blah, 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 but it will be held back to give us a chance to get used to it first in its raw stage. Because obviously there's going to have to be like polishing.
Yeah, but it's going to be seasonal, so they have to start season 1 when the shit drops.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They can say season 1 starts next month.
Oh, like this is the preseason?
Get your roses ready
for
Valentine's Day, folks.
No, there's a ton of info. Check
love.
The link to gtg.media because there's a lot of exciting stuff in there. I just don't want to dig into it yet. I know this shit's coming. And, for all our luck, we record this, we hit stop, and then they announce the shit tomorrow, and everything we talked about is, wrong. But, I definitely got something wrong last week. What did I say? I don't even remember what it was. The amount of Stardust you got with the Adventure Sync bonus said it was like 135K. I think it was like 91K. My bad. Anyway. Go Battle League data mine. Check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Don't want to dig into it too much, but I'm with you, Adam. I'm gassed up. I'm very excited about it, and I think it's going to be a game changer. There was a Pokemon Direct last week. This was a 20-minute long Pokemon specific Direct.
Hype level supreme.
Oh my god! If you are a fan of Sword and Shield, you're probably losing your mind over this Direct. They announced 2 bits of DLC. They also announced why this is relevant here is they announced that Pokemon Home will be coming in February. Now, Home is going to be the mobile app and Switch app that will allow us to take Pokemon from Pokemon Go, move them into Home. Once they're in Home, you can then trade with other people through Home and ultimately move Pokemon, so long as they're in the decks, up to Pokemon Sword and Shield. So
the question for me in my head is like, if I move my 100% into Home, will it stay 100% when I trade it through Home?
So that's...
And can I take it from Home and put it in my Pokemon Go?
Now, no. It's a one-way street. Still can't go back. That's what fucking sucks. I would imagine that it's going to be like Bank, where you're... whatever the condition, status, held item, whatever the Pokemon has when you put it away is what it'll stay as. It's not like Pokemon Let's Go where you actually had to re-catch it and then it would get re-rolled. This is actually just storing your very specific Pokemon, so I'm pretty sure all that stuff would stay. But they gave no details besides February 2020. So no mention of Pokemon Go, no mention of any other functionality besides the fact that, the 200 additional Pokemon that are going to be added to Sword and Shield this fall will be compatible with Home, whether you buy the expansion or not. That was kind of the point they were trying to drive home. And then they slipped in, by the way, February 2020. But that's exciting. Next weekend, Piplup Community Day, Sunday the 19th. Empoleon with Hydro Cannon, I guess, is what we're going to see. And Empoleon should be pretty nasty in PvP. It's going to kind of shake up the Fusion Cup meta as we've seen it for the the first 19 days of the month. people were not able to use Empoleon with Hydro Cannon, and we're assuming it's Hydro Cannon. But Empoleon, the second half of the month will be a force to reckon with. I'm excited. Sunday Community Day, I could play. So it should be good. You working on the 19th, or are you able to play?
I'm not. I'm going to play.
Whoop, whoop. You should drive 6 hours to New
with
Jersey
the fishes,
and play with me.
or the penguins.
Drive to New Jersey. You could sleep over.
Yeah, but I got to work in the morning, and Ashton's got school.
It's fine. You'll be back. You'll be back in time.
Can't do that. Can't do that to him.
We got a couple emails, actually, from Sarah Amanda. They were long. They were awesome. I'm not going to read them on the show because they were just kind of like more of stories and kind of stuff like that. But I did want to give her a shout out for writing in. So thank you, Sarah Amanda. All right, let's jump over to Go Ranger for a quick check-in.
What's up, everybody? It is Go Ranger Matt, and this is the Go Ranger check-in.
Hatchathon still going on through January 16th. How'd you do at Adventure Sync this week, Adam? Did you walk? I know you were gunning for a big number.
I was gunning for a big number, and I got like 35 kilometers. Why are you laughing? I'm embarrassed.
Weren't you saying you were trying to get 100?
I wanted 100. I got nowhere near 100.
I was the same. I think I was at like 37 or something like that. So I didn't do much better.
I was like embarrassed. I'm like, man, I just said this on the show and I never got. I mean, it was and like we had two of the nicest days.
Oh, dude, it was 70 degrees in Jersey.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It was 70 degrees up here.
Yeah,
and I was at work.
Yeah. But yeah, by the time you hear this, Hatchathon will be wrapping up. January research breakthrough Lapras. Any luck with Lapras so far?
No shinies, no hundos. Did you get any shiny Wurmples?
No shiny Wurmples either. No, I've hatched
shiny
5 or 6 Wurmples.
No
shinies, man. No shinies. I've done.
Struggle's real.
I've probably done about 10 or so combined Raticate and Wobbuffet raids, and I've hatched, like 5 or so Party Hat Wurmples and Pichus, and caught a shit ton of the Pikachu, and no shinies.
Oh, I know. I've hatched so many Pichus.
What about Heatran? Heatran's here till February 4th. Any shiny Heatran?
I have barely raided.
Believe it or not, I actually got out. I went out last raid day. I'm going to go out tomorrow for raid day, but no shinies yet for me. So still working on the shiny, but I've got, I mentioned at the top of the show, like, oh, there's not much going on, but you like when you still break it all down, there's always shit going on. There's always stuff in the hopper.
Plenty to do. It's just if you have the time to do it. That's
the bane of everyone's existence, time. All right, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a little conversation and talk about the state of the game and our progress, and kind of put on our trainer hats a little bit and talk about where we're at on our trainer journey. All right, we'll be back right after this. And we are back from our break.
We are back.
There was like a jingle when I was a kid. It was like, after these messages, we'll be right back. I should get that and put that in here. All right, little housekeeping really quick.
That would be
little housekeeping really quick before we run through the back half of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
It sure is.
And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons: Brittany, Jay, James, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, Bacon, L, The Noise, Harry, Pokey, Nabot, Purple Pancakes, Tim Gears Be Banging, Lady Goobly, Miko, Ranger, Matt the Phoenix, Baker Boy, Joel Switch, Alex, the Illustrious Overseer, Jason, Matt from Kentucky, Paul, Justin, Val, Monica, PJ, and Trainer Dex J. Ooh, I even screwed up and I still got it in there. Wow. Thank you guys so much for your support. We really, really, really appreciate it. Huge shout out to our executive producer, Paul Bott. thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. If Patreon isn't your thing, not a big deal. There's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, hit the like, all that shit that they always say. And then if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. Oof. All right. The dishes are done, man. I want to have some conversations with you, Adam.
Put the dustpan down.
I want to talk. I want to talk Pokemon. I want to talk about the game. We haven't really talked about the game in a while, like playing the game.
Which game?
Draconius Go.
Pokemon Masters? Is that what this podcast is about?
I logged in. I logged in a couple times to Masters just to get my bonuses, but I fell off already. Anyway, I figure we talk about the different mechanics of the game. Kind of, we're 3.5 years into the game. The shit has been iterated on. I want to kind of just get caught up with where you're at with the different parts of the game. So I put some notes together. I said, what is Pokemon Go in 2020? All right. The game is very different from when it was when it first launched. A million different mechanics, a million different ways to engage and play. So what actually is Pokemon Go in 2020? So let's start with Buddy Adventure, since it's the latest thing that's kind of been released, and we've been updating our progress over the past couple weeks as we go. How has Buddy Adventure been going for you? I put a note here in parentheses next to the word eggs. I wrote breeding. Like, is hatching eggs the breeding mechanic of Pokemon Go? I guess it is, right? Like that's
well, technically,
like, I know. Like we haven't been calling it breeding the whole. Like there is breeding in Pokemon Go. You just have to get fucking eggs from spinning stops. That's how breeding works.
Well, again, they want you to have to do the whole walking mechanic.
Of course.
So how do they implement breeding with their core values of does it get you out,
Yeah, well, it's just like the main series. You have to walk your eggs to hatch them in the main series, so.
Right. But how do you get, and honestly, they could just do something similar to the buddy system where you just kind of have like a daycare system and you just highlight 2 Pokemon and you can't use them for anything. And they're just gone, and it's a 24-hour, they disappear.
They go knock boots and then show up with an egg. Like, I don't know, they went into the back room, and when they came out, they had an egg.
or there's a special prompt where Professor Will is we got to find a breeding center or something. And then you find a stop or something like that, and highlight 2 Pokemon and send them on their way. I don't know. There's got to be something, because like I was saying in a previous episode about the greenhouses where other trainers get together to leave stuff. They leave the seeds or whatnot. That could be something like breeding, where you leave your Pokemon and you come back for them.
I mean, I have gyms on the list here, but I think that gyms are due for some kind of makeover update, and I think the daycare / Pokemon Center / item shop / who knows what could be on the radar, but I don't want to get too far away from the buddy thing here. We were talking about how I've gone to single incubator mode. So listen to these stats, and this is why. The current 2K egg pool has 17 Pokemon in it. The current 5K egg pool has a total of 49 Pokemon in it. Granted, 24 of them are regionals, but you're still in an egg pool well over 30 Pokemon for your region. 7K, 23 Pokemon in 7K pool. And in the 10K pool, just Phoebus, because that's all I fucking hatched the past 10 eggs. No, it's the 10K pool, 16 Pokemon plus 4 regionals. The pools are just too big. They're just too big.
Yeah, you don't have any real target, unless you have 9 eggs going at once. You there's no chance.
But even
almost.
still,
that's how it feels. Because I've hatched so many 10Ks, and I probably have gotten 1 to 2 Gibbles, and some people haven't seen any Gibbles.
Melissa doesn't have a Gibble yet. Think about when 7Ks first came out, and it was just the Alolan Pokemon. I think there was there was 6 of them, right? 6 or 7 Alolan Pokemon, maybe?
Yes. Yep.
That was exciting because it was I know how to specifically get 7K eggs. I know exactly what's in them, and there's a good chance I'm going to get what I want because the pool is only 7. And then slowly over time, they updated the 7K egg pool. Now it's up to 23.
Right. And this is why, I like for this event, it's like I've been trying to just spin Pokestops, but then I get a 5K and I'm like, oh God, really? And then I get a 10K and I'm like, I like it because I have the super incubators, but no, I just wanted a 2K. I want more chances at that shiny party hat Whirlpool.
The whole thing would be a lot easier, or a lot easier to digest if you could just delete eggs you didn't want. Like, I think, I wonder if it's potentially like a moral thing, like where they don't want you to, throw your eggs out. But if you could, like, the 5Ks I typically stay away from. I mean, granted, there's a couple new Pokemon here in 5Ks, but it's either a 2K or a 10K. Those are the ones I really want. And for the most part, if I had the option to delete 7Ks and 5Ks, I probably would frequently, which means I'm going to be using my single-use incubator on my 2Ks and my paid incubators on the 10Ks. So I would be hatching more eggs if I could do that, because I could have a little bit more of a focused purpose with it.
Or if they did something where, like, there's like daycares, they turn like stops into daycares, and instead of deleting an egg, you could leave an egg at the daycare.
Just leave it,
and people could come and go as they please. Like, if you want to get rid of a bunch of 5Ks,
it becomes like an orphanage, but there's no vetting process.
Okay,
you just walk in and scoop an egg up and
you
leave.
make everything that I say sound so horrible. I didn't say that.
That's what I'm saying. Is it like a moral thing? I don't know, but how about regular buddy mechanics? Have you been excited yet?
I have not.
Are you up to Ultra?
No. I've gotten all the stars, and I have 0.09 kilometers until I'm excited right now.
Wait.
For today.
Wait, excited isn't hearts.
Oh, it's not?
Excited
I thought
is
excited
mood.
was when you have all the hearts put together.
No.
Like everything's filled up.
No. You gotta get.
Are you talking about?
You gotta get 32 mood points.
Mood points?
Adam was sleeping last week.
I was sleeping last week.
The hearts are different.
Where do you find that?
It's a hidden stat. The hearts are different than mood. You got to get 32 mood points.
My buddy is in the Find Presence and Catch Assist, and it is the best.
The Catch Assist is great.
I miss. Yes, because I'll like throw an excellent throw and it like just kicks it away, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" Delibird jumps in, and he's like, "Present."
No, I thoroughly enjoy getting souvenirs from the Pokemon. I think that's an awesome thing.
Especially because I've been like dumping them in the gyms to feed, so I can get Stardust.
But a couple weeks into Buddy Adventure, I really like it. I'm definitely engaging with the game at a more frequent and consistent way because of Buddy Adventure. So I think that from Niantic's perspective of getting people to return to the game more often, it's working on me, because I'm definitely returning to the game and just checking in, grabbing a couple mood points, couple hearts, swapping a buddy, that whole thing. So it's working. But all right, let's move on from Buddy Adventure. Let's talk about raids. And I know your area doesn't use Discord too much, but my area is heavily uses Discord. And on a good day, I mean, there could be 20 raids posted in each geographical server in my area. But lately, it's been fucking dead. No one's posting raids. The group still gets together for raid hour and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't seem like the level of raid activity is as high as it's been. Now, I don't know if this is because people are playing less, or is it something where they're playing less organized, or is it something where the better Pokemon for raids are in lower tiers where you don't need a group and people are able to just do it. So, what are you seeing in your area, Adam? Are people doing like tier 4 raids ever, or is it like the solo shit or the legendary?
It's pretty much solo stuff for the legendary.
Wow. Yep. It's weird, right? Like,
It is, and honestly, like, I'm glad you brought that up, because, I mean, like, yeah, I'm not in the area, but, like, I watch the raid chat every once in a while, and it's like, I'll be at work, and I'm like, somebody, like, said, oh, is anybody going out? And it's like a day later that somebody responds. It's like, at some points it just dies, and then nobody responds.
I mean,
and then other days it can be just, like, popping off and going.
Yeah, there's groups in my area that have, servers with 400, 500, 600 people. And it's like, when it's popping off, like when a new Pokemon comes out, it's fucking insane. There's, raids posted like crazy. But, it's the weirdest thing. Just, 6 o'clock on a weekday, you go in and look and there's no raids posted. It's like, whoa. Like, I wonder if this is affecting everybody. So let us know what's going on in your community. How's the raid scene? Are these people still raiding? Are they not raiding, but meaning they're not playing? Or did they just kind of shift their gameplay to something else, maybe PvP? Definitely interested to find out more, because I think that outside of moving to like AR, I think raids are pretty much where they're going to be. You know what I mean? Like from a mechanical perspective. I don't think they can iterate on the raids anymore, unless for whatever reason special conditions and stuff were to come in. But I think what we see is what we get with raids. I don't think we're going to see much more from that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do to get this kind of rebuilt. But it's definitely seems like raids are on the downturn. Next on my list, I have catching, just straight up catching, and this is going to encompass shiny hunting as well. It seems that shiny hunting has gained a lot of steam when it comes to what people are spending their time doing in this game. And maybe that's the thing where, I used to see like raid trains and groups, 10 cars deep, driving around for hours raiding. Maybe they're just out grinding, catching Pokemon because they're going for shinies. How's the shiny scene in your area? Are there still people on foot? I mean, I know it's cold, but
I wouldn't say on foot. It's mostly like trolling parking lots and stuff. But yeah, like there's a lot of people that shiny hunt. Like that's like a big deal.
A big deal, right? Yeah, and it's and even with all the shinies that are in raids, I'm worried about raids, man. I'm worried about raids. It just seems weird that it's been so quiet. It's definitely been fucking quiet, so it's weird.
Well, it's one of those, they're giving us the opportunity with the buddy system to increase the level of our specific Pokemon. So like if you've got, you and your best friend and like you keep going and you both are like working together and upping your buddy Pokemon, like it takes your like that strongest Pokemon you have as the perfect raid counter with the perfect moveset and brings it to that a next level of being powered up one more time. Or like I don't know exactly what the CP gain is, but
in the code it was 5 levels worth. In actuality, it's 1 level worth. So it's not a huge boost. It's probably like 1 hit point and, a couple CP, you know what I mean? But it's still cool. But yeah, hell yeah, I want to use those Pokemon in raids.
Your, duoing, a legendary from right on the edge to like, you can get it every time.
Sure. Dude, I've short man raided so many times and have had like 1 or 2 more hits I needed, and the timer runs out, and it's just like, motherfucker, because it's like right there, So yeah, that could be the difference, but interesting. I got PvP on the list. This is definitely, it's blowing up, bro. It's blowing up. We saw it coming a couple months ago. The pressure is reaching critical mass because of Go Battle League, and that's, it's just a matter of time. It could be any day now that they make this release. So, I'm gassed up because this is gonna completely change the landscape of the game, and
I'm so ready for it though. I really am.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see competitive players come from other mobile games over to Pokemon Go, knowing that Pokemon Go that now has open matchmaking. Like I think that you're gonna see a lot of people transition into Pokemon Go that maybe either left or are playing other competitive games like the Dragon Ball fighting game or something like that, come over to Pokemon Go because there'll be a no barrier to entry matchmaking system. At least we hope and think and dream, please. But PvP has definitely been amazing, and it's all tinfoil hats at this point. But it's one of the the most powerful mechanics in the game. Where maybe 6 months ago it didn't have the strength that it has now, so it's growing very, very quickly. All right, I got one for you, Adam. Something that I hold very, very deep to my heart: gym defending. When was the last time you took down a fully packed gym?
That pause was necessary.
I won't
honestly,
cut out that one.
Honestly, I did take down not fully powered. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, so I can't remember. It was all of them were one hit. Like I was able to just get in, knock them all out, put a Pokemon, good to go.
So
yeah, I don't think I would stop if it was like a Blissey, Snorlax, Dragonite. Even if it was like the first 3 Pokemon were dying and there was like 3 fresh new ones in there, I don't think I would touch it.
Oh my God.
That's literally how I feel when I drive. Yeah, that's how I feel.
I've been there. And I'm trying to bring it back, bro. I'm trying to get back to gym defending.
Depending on what Pokemon is in there, if it's one, depending, like if it's somebody just left a Magikarp like you like to do, or a 10 CP Rattata,
yep,
I'll take it down. Or if like they're like shiny flexing, or they have like a Chatot in there, or it's something regional, I might be a jerk and just take it out just because
themed gym.
Like, no, I'm gonna leave my Delibird. But it's tough when you don't have other people with you to like
do it quickly.
Yeah, to do it quickly, because the second one person notices and they get the alert that says, "Oh, your gym's under attack," then they golden raspberry everything. You're like, all right, cool,
yeah.
Driving off. Bye. I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah. See, this is my hot take. The gyms need something major. They need something major. And, if you think back to the first year and a half of the game and the way the gym system worked there with the 10 stack, didn't matter what Pokemon you put in, duplicates, 10 Blissies, all that shit. It has definitely come a very, very, very far, way from the original iteration. But I think it's definitely gone stale, and they got to figure something out. They got to. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what they can do. I don't know if they maybe move it to a PvP style mechanic like the trainer battle. I don't know. But the gyms are definitely, it's just not something that I see as being very important to people lately. But what I've been doing, this is my hot tip, is, and I actually coordinated this with a couple other people, is you put the Pokemon that you need candy for. So that way when you feed your gym, you have a chance at gaining new candy. So we had a Valor gym the other day. I put a Timber in it. We had a Dino in there, a Gibble in there, and what else was in there? Litwick. It was like all Pokemon that people needed evolutions of. So that way when we're reinforcing that gym and we're dumping 60 berries a clip, into the gym, you have a chance at getting some candies back. So that's the real reason I'm putting these rare.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I had a gym 2 days ago. I left a Pachirisu because somebody had a Chatot, somebody had a Heracross, somebody ruined it with a Metagross. But like I was like so excited. I was like, sweet, I get to attempt at all these candies. I'm so excited. And it finally went down today at work. But hey, what can you do?
I don't know. I missed the good old days of rolling up on a gym and, working it down and taking it over. So, I took down a gym today, a fully fresh Mystic gym, 6 fully powered up Pokemon. It was great, but yeah, it's a grind and, in and out, giggity, of, doing it over and over. But hey, man, that's what you got to do.
In out.
Trading. How often are you trading?
Not nearly as much as I
Dude,
should be.
I am so with you. I am not trading enough at all.
If it wasn't for somebody else in the house having an account and me being like, hey, open the game, let's trade, I don't think I would be trading every day.
I'm with you, man. And I got my son and Melissa in the house, and I'm still not trading a lot. Like, we did a Shelmet trade today, and I was like, oh, wow, trading. I forgot. Like, this is something I'm not taking advantage of. So I think that the things like the trade mechanic with the trade evolution mechanic are going to get people, back engaged with the trading, because I was so gassed up on it when it first came out, and then I kind of fell flat, and that's my own fault. But, I got people like Paul Bott, our executive producer. I mean, this guy trades fucking 100, Pokemon a day, every single day without fail. So it's like they're always trading Pokemon. And it's like, because they're working the lucky decks and the 100% and all that crazy shit. But I'm just not there. So let us know if you're trading, because I'm not. And then finally, I have AR, Go Snapshot. I'm mad at myself for not coordinating with people to take advantage of the shared AR experience. All the shit I've talked over the years about waiting for shared AR, and it's here, and I'm slacking. I'm slacking, dude. It's because it's, again, coordinated effort. I took a Go Snapshot picture the other day. I was out in the state park walking around. I was like, I forgot how fun this is. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to put this little list together, to just kind of reconnect with the game, with all these different ways to play. But getting out there and shooting again, I was like, this is so much fun. I forgot how fun this is.
Yeah, see, I've just been doing the AR card breakouts, so it's like I haven't even thought about taking a normal picture. And it's like,
but
here
that's
I am
different,
interacting with the buddy.
Yeah, but you're doing that for content. You're not doing that for personal training. You know what I mean? You're doing that for content.
No, I know, but I like taking pictures of the Pokemon in the AR. Like, I like putting them places and taking pictures, and like I used to put some stuff out like that on our, Instagram and stuff, but like I haven't just done it for me in forever. And like, here I am, I've got Delibird as my buddy, and it's like, honestly, I gotta find it. Like, I did have somebody take a picture, like where I like got next to him. Like, I tried, and it's like, but that's the only one picture. Otherwise, I'm taking the picture just for the heart.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it out.
So what do we have here? We had Buddy Adventure, breeding, the egg system, raids, catching Pokemon, shiny hunting, PvP, gym defending, trading, Go Snapshot. So many ways, so much room for activities, so many ways to engage with the game. Let us know, what's your favorite way to engage the game? What are you doing the most? And is there anything on this list that you either used to be into and you're not anymore, or you want to start trying for the first time? That's what I want to know about. What will excite you? What will get you engaged with the game in a different way? Could one of these mechanics be that for you? Because I could find myself falling back down the gym defending rabbit hole, because I used to like roll in, to Red Bank in the middle of the night and take out the whole town. You know what I mean? Paint the entire town red. It's like, I haven't done that in so long, and that's a fun way to play the game. So,
listen, tag us if you are running through your town and taking down all the gyms. Send us a screenshot of all the gyms that you took down.
Yeah, I mean, before and after.
Yes, and then also go into your Go Snapshot, like your buddy, and try to take a different picture with them every day this week. So this will probably come out Wednesday or Thursday. Do Friday to Friday, and just take a snapshot of your buddy intentionally, not just because you need the heart.
Yeah,
and I'll try to do the same.
Not the quick tap as you're giving it a berry, just picture.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But sometimes those are cute, though. Honestly.
All my buddy pictures are Magikarp, like up in the air as it's accepting like buddy praise. Like eating a berry. It's like they're all looking up, like, ooh, so good.
Yeah, definitely. And tag us, keep us involved. So it holds me accountable, or us accountable, and we're all in this together. So we'll just do. Ken, come up with a hashtag.
Oh man, don't do this to me. We'll figure it out. Check out
buddy.
our Twitter.
Hashtag Lured Up Buddy.
Lured Up Buddy. We'll do something like that. And
Lured Up Buddies. Lured Up Buddies.
Lured Up Buddies.
Friends of the show.
Buddies. BUDDIS. IES. All right, I like that. All right, yeah. So we'll put that on Twitter this week, and tag us in your photos of your buddy. I would love to see pictures of you and your buddy. I love when Pello
oh my goodness, yes.
does that. That's the best. But yeah, tag us in your photos. I want to see some AR this week because, again, there's just so many things to do in this game. I don't want any of them to go by the wayside because they're all so fun. Adam, I think we did it, man. We made it through. We did it.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm so excited right now just to like have new motivation for just taking pictures of my buddy. I hyped myself on
there
that
you
one.
go. Well, everyone else, if you made it this far, thank you so incredibly much. We really, really do appreciate the time that you spend with us. We really do. But you can email us, info@luredup.com. You can send us a voicemail, text, or picture, 732-835-8639. Our website, luredup.com. The channel's website, pokemonprofessor.com. Check those out for everything that we're doing. Links to everything we talked about on today's show are going to be in the description. Also, a link to our Secret League pin available in the Secret League store. Definitely check out that and support us there. And I think that might truly be it, Adam. I think that's it.
That might truly be it.
That's truly it.
For now, folks.
Keep training, trainers.